Welcome to The Bond, Lend Lease's new Sydney headquarters. It's an expression of who we are, how we want to work, and what we believe in. Its creation and genesis comes from our people. We wrote the briefs, set the goals, and pushed the envelope. What can be achieved when you let this sort of energy loose has exceeded my expectations enormously. It has set new Australian benchmarks in commercial office space for environmental and sustainability excellence. And it has to be one of the most wonderful and innovative office environments you could hope to work in. So welcome to our new home, a home that I'm convinced will allow us to be exactly who we want to be.
The Bond development was very much an employee-driven project. In all, over 400 people were involved. Information gathered from employees influenced not only the design and operations of the Bond, but also the way Lend Lease works. Fresh air, natural light, access to outdoor spaces were some of the key employee aspirations from the workshops.
As part of the Identity Task Force, our aim was to specifically ensure that the identity, the personality and the character of Lend Lease were reflected in our new home at the Bond. The facade's a great example of how the aspirations of our identity were used to influence the design of the Bond. It was developed to ensure that it was more transparent, it considered our neighbours and it reflected the diversity and dynamic nature of Lend Lease.
This development is unique. It comprises of 3 sites, a commercial building, a heritage building and a residential building. All are linked with a common plaza. The Millers Point precinct, in a way, is an area of firsts. It was the first place of European settlement. It was also the first place that supplied gas to Sydney, and now it's home to the first building in Australia to achieve a 5-star environmental rating. I'm sure a lot of people are asking, why did Lend Lease choose Millers Point? Well, 38 years ago, when Lend Lease developed Australia Square, it was seen by many as the boondocks compared to Martin Place, which was then the centre of town. Millers Point is one of the last waterfront areas of the CBD available for expansion. Lend Lease has been privileged to work with the owners of the site, Deutsche and Delmo, who have given us plenty of rope to make this precinct unique.
Deutsche Office Trust bought the building because we saw an excellent opportunity to own a new generation showcase office development in the emerging northwest waterfront precinct of Sydney. My team and myself came to a view very quickly that there's something different about this, and we've been looking at what tenants want, more so than what we want in buying a building, because at the end of the day, the tenants pay the rent. Lend Lease are a very professional group. There was a high level of trust between Deutsche and the Lend Lease team. One of the reasons for this trust was that we recognised the commitment Lend Lease had to deliver an innovative office environment for the tenant.
I bought the land, the entirety of the site, in 1999 with the original intention of building apartments. Until, of course, the men from Lend Lease decided that they needed to have a new head office. We very quickly did the most friendly transaction, and as a result, rather than having just another block of apartments in the city, we have an icon building for which we are all very proud of.
Our role was to set urban design guidelines for the site, but also to guide the conservation of the heritage of the site. The good thing about this project is that Lend Lease had the same passion about the heritage of the site as we did, and they could see how they could incorporate all those elements of the gasworks site that remained into their project and to celebrate them. The architectural design of the commercial building also reflects the industrial heritage of the site. The use of the core 10 rusted steel, the patinated copper, which relates to the dome on the observatory on the hill, and the reused wharf timbers, all are echoes of that industrial past.
For any Lend Lease project, working with the community is important. The type of community at Millers Point, though, is very different to Australia Square. Directly surrounding the Bond on 3 sides is a diverse mix of residential, and then opposite is a working waterfront with a strong industrial heritage. By involving the residents from the beginning, we have formed some strong local relationships.
The community approach Lend Lease as a concern to the future of Millers Point for the next generations. The height of the building, the environment, the heritage buildings, dust control, odour control, all these items were a concern to the local residents that we were looking for answers for, and did we really trust Lend Lease? So Lend Lease quickly overcame our concerns by involving us in a subcommittee. This involved some 20 meetings to date and is an ongoing project. Lend Lease has given freely to the community, not only the pocket park, it's given us access by stairs and lift to the lower areas of Hickson Road. We welcome Lend Lease from the examples set by their building team of how they are good corporate citizens and good members of our village community.
Lend Lease are very well known within the community of Millers Point, and they've got a strong relationship with the community, and one of their main focuses is young people in the area. So basically they've had some volunteers that have come in and volunteered their time assisting within the centre. They've done various things such as painting the centre, installing a kitchen area, cupboards. They've also made a cubby house for the young kids. We've got some volunteers from Lend Lease that are actually going to be paired up with some young people in the area, and that's sort of like a buddy system where the young people have a positive role model in their lives where they meet on a weekly basis.
Millers Point is a really interesting part of Sydney, and it is one of our oldest parts. And the way the structure of the city works is it's been kept fairly low-rise, whereas back in the rest of the city we've got very high-rise buildings following along the whole ridge. And this particular development is one of the first large new buildings in the low-rise part of the city. So it's setting a very important precedent, I think, for how buildings can occur along that peninsula. What's happened on this project, I think, is a great innovation, and that is to put a roof garden across the top of the building with different grasses and different colours roping across it, because it helps with biodiversity, with cleaning air, with lowering temperatures. So getting a roof garden in, I think, is a fabulous approach, and I think it could also set some precedent for what other buildings might do in this area.
The bond has many sustainable initiatives, and most have come from employee aspirations. These were recycled flooring, minimalisation of painting, we're reusing existing furniture, as well as plantation timbers, natural bamboo flooring, which is a fast-growing timber. So we've taken sizewall carpet as well as goat hair carpet. Obviously natural products mean that we're not having less implications on the environment in the future. Then there's the cooling system we've taken on board. The first time in Australia that we've used a chill beam system. This basically relies on warm air rising into the ceiling void, it's cooled and then drops down into the space. Finally, every month we'll be telling our occupants how we're doing. The employees will become part of a team which works to achieve our goals on energy, water and waste.
Just like you have 1 to 5 stars for your refrigerator or washing machine, we do that now with office buildings. It's the Australian Building Greenhouse Rating Scheme, and it measures the greenhouse performance of an office building. 1 star represents poor performance, 2.5 stars is average performance, 3 stars we describe as current best market practice, and of course 5 stars is exceptional performance, and that's what we've chosen with the bond.
I think what we have created is a large open floor plate that is efficient, supported by an atrium, and this atrium is the real heart to the building. Inside the atrium we've got transparent lifts, we've got stairs connecting the floors, we've got pods and meeting spaces where people can interact, and at the base we have a large space where people can come and gather and mix. You know, it also has a unique feature in being with the rock wall, which is the oldest sandstone cutting in Sydney, cut by convicts many years ago. And it really creates a building that has a heart and a sense of community.
Very open, but it's quiet.
Light, it's clean, it's fresh, it's new.
I think it's even better than what I expected.
There's a faster network. There's really cool phones. You can do different things on your phone now.
It's very different, but it's pretty good. It's like starting a new day at school.
I love the chair. Work out how it makes coffee soon.
We're all going to interact so much, I don't know what's going to hit us.
I think everybody's sharing the view with no walls, so we all get a good view.
We've got a place to eat lunch now, and we can all meet as a group.
Great technology, environmentally friendly.
Funky.
Just awestruck.
Really works very well, very, very functional.
We've got a see-through environment all the way through. It's terrific.
It's even better than what we all expected.
It's nice and open, easy to get around.
It's a great location, and I love all the natural light.
Fresh.
Looks pretty cool. New exciting position.
More intimate.
Quite snazzy.
It's very stylish.
Sandstone walls and the Feels very warehouse-ish.
I like the way that they preserved the original sense of the building.
It's really great, and thanks to everyone that did the hard work to get us here.
We can jump furlongs, we can climb mountains, where tears are frowned on, 'cause we're one together, under one umbrella.
Well, thanks to everybody involved with the Bond project for taking the journey with us. But the journey continues. I encourage everybody to now enjoy the experience of discovering all the Bond has to offer. I'm certain you'll agree that this project is testimony to the fact that Lend Lease value their staff, the community and the environment, whilst excelling at managing and developing major projects. I hope you enjoy your time at the Bond.
We'll make some dreams come true.